Well, hello everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Get a Grip with Coach Elix. I'm your host, Coach Elix. With me, my amazing co-host,
Stephen Frederick Masick.
Stephen the Medium is in the house, and as you guys can probably hear, I am. This is an expression Stephen and I use all the time. I'm failing health, but I think I'm on demand. But I'm still not at quite 100%. I got. I don't know, Stephen. I mean, I'm open about it, but I don't know how frequently I tell people about my kidney disease. I was diagnosed in 2008 with a rare condition called Wegner's. I went into kidney failure right away. Unexpectedly, excuse me. And so then I got diagnosed with that rare disease, and since then I've been in treatment and now I'm on a maintenance treatment and it's an infusion medication called Toxin. And at this point, I take it once a year. And this year, for the first time, they split the dose into 2 doses, 2 weeks apart. And honestly, Stephen, those 2 bags look the same to me. So I feel like I got double the dose. And honestly, after Tuesday, my last dose, I felt like I was hit by a Mack truck. There's no better way to explain it. And I've been in bed ever since, but feeling better, thankfully, because Nurse Stephen is on duty.
I am certainly on duty. Even though my opinion is that what you're dealing with this cold has nothing to do with the infusion. You just picked up a cold and the bag was definitely smaller. Nurse Betty.
You weren't even there, so
let me
you don't even know.
Well, hold on. Let me just explain something to the people that are listening that know me.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, because I go to every infusion. For the first time ever, I didn't go to these last 2 because I can't go in any longer because of COVID. And I know it sounds weird, but now you just can't get in. So I have to sit in a lobby for the 4 hours. So what happens is when Elix does his consultation, as you know, Elix with the doctor, you put me on speaker and I go through every single thing that he said. And I asked him exactly specifically if it's split in 2, is it 50-50, is it 80-20? I had it all down. Listen, I am.
The bag looked exactly the same size as I've always get, and I'm telling you, it looked any smaller. Plus, it took 3+ hours both times. So I know what they're saying, but I still think that I got double dose this time around.
Well, maybe you're special.
But anyways,
listen, you're in remission for years. That's all that matters.
1, 2, 3, thank God. I'll take that. But anyways, that doesn't make me feel any better because I've been feeling quite, bad the last few days since Tuesday, right after that infusion. So, anyways, what is going on with you? I know there's a lot going on. First of all, we just came back from our trip to P-Town because you happened to have a show in P-Town, which was amazing. Yes. We also got to celebrate the Halloween weekend in P-Town, which was amazing. And we closed, Stephen, really closed my birthday month with an exclamation point. Like Seinfeld, Elaine Seinfeld would say exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. And it was absolutely fabulous. So tell people what you've been up to.
Well, you're going to mention Bianca Del Rio?
Oh, well, I was, yeah, of course. So let's start with the B-Town trip. So we went to Provincetown for the weekend. Friday, we returned back Monday. Kudos, a shout out to our friends at 8 Dyer, who host us in P-Town, and they're amazing. They're traveling. They're now somewhere in Europe, I believe. And so your show was Saturday. So we came Friday night. We had amazing dinners, and then you surprised me with this amazing show, Bianca Del Rio. So if any of you follow RuPaul's Drag Race, Bianca is one of the most talented comedians, and she's outrageous. And not only did you get tickets, but you got VIP passes. So we got a meet and greet, which was outstanding. I cannot tell you how amazing that was. And we got to sit, up close and personal. I mean, Stephen wanted front row, but I was like, going to Bianca Del Rio felt like, exciting but terrifying at the same time because, if she picks on you, it's like, you definitely want to die. So I was like, can we just pick row number 2, please? Because I wanted to enjoy the show and not be stressed through the whole show. But anyways, it was amazing. It was just an amazing, funny, the whole show. And so tell people about, what the weekend was like for you.
Well, with Bianca Del Rio, I was the opposite. I was pick me.
Yes.
Pick me. As a matter of fact, I did a proposal. As soon as the 2 of us got to speak to Bianca Del Rio in the meet and greet, I looked at her and said, can we talk? And she said, we can talk. And I told her, I'm a medium. I'd love to read you. So I'm plugging away always, right? So you never know what's going to happen. That could be a possibility. But she was hilarious. Saturday was so packed with so many things because I had to be at 11:30. I had to be on the other side of Commercial Street in P-Town to do an interview on a local radio show to shout out to the host there, which was amazing too, and I can't remember the name of the radio station, but in any case, it was a really, really great interview, and I gave him a reading too, which was really cool. And then we had to get ready to go to the event at Water's Edge. I did my event, and then we had an hour before reservations for dinner, and then we had an hour and a half to eat before we needed to be at the VIP at 6:30 to meet Bianca. So that was crazy, right?
Yeah, we ate at an igloo, which was awesome. Very fascinating to just eat outside in an igloo by yourself. You don't have anyone around you. It was really, really amazing. And then the other highlight was we did that Dune tour. And that was absolutely amazing, Stephen. We learned so much about the dunes in Provincetown, and you in particular, you're very connected with the dunes because of the Lady of the Dunes documentary.
I didn't share that with anybody. So when we went on Sunday to the Dunes tour, and it was 4 of us, it was a private tour, which was wild. When I was in the documentary Lady of the Lady of the Dunes, her body was actually found in the dunes at Race Point Beach, exactly where we were. Now, I don't know the specific spot because I've never gone out there. I know that Frank, the director and producer, went out there. For whatever reason, I couldn't make it, so I didn't see the actual spot. So now we're in this truck driving. I'm in the passenger seat. In the backseat is Elix, Piero, and Piero San Mateo, right? The 4 of us.
Yes.
And as we're watching, it's beautiful. All of a sudden, I could feel a tap on my shoulder, and I look back, not physically, but mentally, and Lady of the Dunes, lo and behold, is sitting behind the 3 boys, having a great time being with us, and I'm very connected with her since I did the documentary and wrote the note, the whisper, and all of that kind of stuff. And I was beaming, I was smiling, like I didn't connect that we were there and she would come through. I should have, but I didn't. So she's there, and then I get this particular sign that she's going to make her appearance outwardly through somebody. And so when I tell you I got that sign, for everyone who's listening that doesn't know I'm a medium, I talk and speak and hear dead people. And as soon as I got that sign, the driver is talking about years ago how people used to come here and like boyfriend and girlfriends, and he said, how like people would sign their name like Billy Loves Charlotte. As soon as I heard Lady of the Dunes saying she was going to give a shout out to me as well as Elix because I was going to share it with Elix, the driver says, randomly, Billy Loves Charlotte. So I look at the driver and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe you just said that. That's my brother and his wife. My brother, Billy, and his wife, Charlotte. And then I could not, the entire trip, I could not stop smiling because I knew Lady of the Dunes had him say that as a thumbs up saying, it's really me, it's really me. So I could not wait to tell Elix. I just didn't want to get into that whole story with the driver because he probably I would have thrown him off his story and stuff. So, but that was, I mean, and the rest of the weekend was amazing. We had a great time. And, I know before we lose time, before we go into our first break, I also have to say that my book is on the edge of the cliff, getting ready to jump so that everybody can read it because that's how close I am.
It's very close, and it looks, if I may say so myself, I mean, it looks amazing. Your cover, everything about it looks amazing. So I think everyone should be very, very excited to get your book very, very soon. So do you have any ideas as to when that's going to be, Stephen?
I think I actually may even know today. So I just got the email that I think the final modifications are done. I just have to review it. And if it's all done, so I have the print version and the ebook version, I will get it up starting with KDP, which is Amazon. And that way I can put the date. And the print, not yet, because I got to get the actual book. I got to get it approved, and then I get the book and then just go through it and make sure that's good. But the ebook can actually start, there's a date, we can start having a pre-sale.
That's awesome. That is amazing. And don't forget, this Sunday, we are back to doing our live YouTube show, Sundays with Steelix. So you got to tune in. And the only way you can see us is by subscribing to Stephen the Medium's YouTube channel and going live. We go live every Sunday at 7 p.m. And just a little bit of food and cooking, a little bit of reading, a lot of fun, laughter, comedy. Yes, it is a lot fest because Stephen is definitely anything. When you bring him into anything related to cooking or food, or you never know what to expect. Which, by the way, there is a really awesome story that I'll share only on Sunday, so you got to tune in Sunday at 7 about Stephen's recent trip to the market. While I was getting my infusion, he decided to go to the market, and I assure you, it was quite the experience for both him and myself.
Yes, and the woman at the market.
I'm sure for her as well. But anyways, Mark, somebody on the stream said that that the mic didn't sound good, but do I sound okay? Like, Stephen sounds fine to me. Stephen, do I sound good?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Yeah, you sound fine on the air.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure. So
maybe it's maybe a Facebook issue.
It could be, Denise. So maybe it's on your end, but we just double checked it on the air, and we are sounding real good. So anyways, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we are so excited to have Matthew Kondracki again. Matthew is the owner, creative director of Dark Echo Productions, and we are going to be talking about his very recent and very exciting TV show that just hit Amazon live stream, Dark Echoes Paranormal, and Stephen has a very important role in that show. So stay tuned. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Dark Echoes, the Paranormal show with Matthew Kondracki, the creative director of the show. We'll be right back. And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Get a Grip with Coach Elix. I'm your host, Coach Elix, and with me, my amazing co-host,
Stephen F. Masick is here.
Stephen the Medium is in the house, and today we are super excited to have our friend Matthew Kondracki back. Matthew is a filmmaker. He is the owner, the creative director of Dark Echo Productions, and today we are going to be talking about his very recent series that just premiered last month on Amazon Prime, Dark Echoes, the Paranormal show. So we're so excited, Matthew, to have you back. Welcome.
It's an honor to be back. Thank you guys for having me again. And Steve, congratulations on the book.
Oh, thank you, Matthew.
Stephen, notice how he made that correction very diligently. He was like Steve.
In real time. That's how good and quick he is.
He knows Stephen doesn't like to be called Steve, so he made that correction right away. Otherwise, we would have had to disconnect you immediately, Matthew.
Yeah, I know.
but Matthew, we're so excited because last time you talked about your show, you didn't have the liberty to share with the audience where the show. We knew it was going to go on to one of the major networks, but you couldn't tell us where. We didn't know exactly when. But since then, your show premiered. The first episode was released on Amazon Prime. Stephen and I got to watch it together, and oh my goodness, it's so exciting, it's so amazing, so professional. So tell us about how you're doing. Tell us about your show, and how does it feel to have a show actually on Prime Network TV?
The crew and I are very excited. You always have that doubt. Is it not going to meet their levels? It's not going to meet their broadcast. It's not going to meet what they're looking for. And then on Friday, October 6th, at 11 o'clock at night, I found out. I went on there. I was on the video call with Marissa, Sarah, Tammy, and I just happened to look on Amazon just real quick, and it said published. And I went on Prime. I typed in the show, and we were just like little kids in the candy factory, screaming, hollering, excited. All the hard work that we put in, all the work that we've been doing behind the scenes, in front of the camera, on set, and it finally just paid off when Amazon released it.
That's amazing. And Matthew, for listeners who may be tuning in for the first time, why don't you tell people what the show is about?
So I wanted to create a show where I wanted to bring mediums into light. A lot of mediums, they do get a bad rep. They accuse of being fake. They accuse of it's not real. They know where they're going, so they know things. So I wanted to do a show where the mediums are completely blindfolded. They know absolutely nowhere where they're going. So that's why I either have their husband, their wives, or anybody. I communicate with them only to say, hey, this is why I need them. Make sure they're blindfolded 10 minutes out. So when they arrive on set, they know that they are completely blindfolded and they don't know anything until that blindfold comes off. And so that's what I wanted to do with a show, to show people that mediums are real. They are legit. They know their gifts from God and stuff like that. And it's just amazing where I'm still blown away. Like episode 2 is getting released in a couple days. The music composer is almost done with the music, and that's starring Steven the Medium at Conquer Colonial Inn. And I have to say, this episode brought me to tears, and I don't cry. And it's just amazing that what she did. And then when I go back and edit, I go through the history and I find out the stuff that the person captures or what they're talking about is all real. And I'm still blown away from this. And it's just I'm honored to bring the mediums into the light of the paranormal show. And then we do the investigation where we kind of back up the medium, but we also try to get paranormal activity as well for the audience watching. The show that and again, this is not YouTube, this is not TikTok. We're not entertainers. We're real paranormal investigators trying to produce real solid evidence.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Steven, what was the experience like for you as the medium? You are featured on 2 episodes, number 2 coming up, and then another one later on. But what was the experience like for you to be part of this?
Well, when I got the email from Matthew, I think it was in May of this year, the first thing I did was I got very excited, and then the second thing I did was show you Elix. And the third and final thing I said is, no, that's not for me. I'm not a paranormal person. I love what I do as a medium. It's an environment that I am not familiar with. And I remember you saying to me, I think you really should do this. I think you should. There's a reason why Matthew reached out to you, and at that point we didn't even know who Matthew was. And getting
What happened?
Can you hear me?
No, I couldn't hear you. So say that again, Steven.
So you can hear me now?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I think the plug popped out of the computer. In any case, it was a phenomenal experience. It was at some points a little scary. For somebody like myself who's never really even thought much about the paranormal world, and then you add, as Matthew just said, I needed to be blindfolded. I asked you, Elix, a million times, give me a little hint where we're going, and you, Elix, was nope. And I tried even asking Spirit, and I was shut down. I had nothing at all. So, but to be blindfolded and walk in, and just again keep saying every 3 seconds, Elix, are you there? Are you there? Are you there? I was nervous. I was a little afraid. But then once the blindfold came off, and I saw everybody with the cameras and started. Once I got into it, it was fantastic. It really was. But even Matthew, you were so fantastic in reassuring me. Even the moment the door opened and you grabbed me and I was blindfolded, Steven, it's Matthew. It's going to be okay. This is going to be great. I can't tell you what that automatically did. It settled me, and it just allowed me then to, when the blindfold came off, start chatting and tuning into Spirit. So it was. I can't tell you how grateful I am that somehow, some way, you reached out to me, Matthew.
It was fake because I reached out to a couple of others and they said no, and then I was about to give up, and your name came across. I was like, all right, this is my last chance. I said, if I don't have anybody, I have to scrap this episode. And then I reached out to you, and it was, I gotta say, it's been a blessing ever since. A blessing for you, a blessing for Elix. It's just amazing how we all connected. And also too, what a lot of people don't understand is, the minute you guys get there, you're putting your trust in my hands while I'm removing you from the car to get into the location.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And that's a big trust. I know I may be screwing Elix up, but Matthew, I have to know, when was the first time you were called to film or a camera, or how did that start?
It was after when I did the background of the town with Ben Affleck and Jeremy Reiner. I wanted to do a Teen Dragon and Dragon film. I did it with my good best friends, Sadie Westbrook and Bob Westbrook, God rest their souls, and Veronica, God rest her soul. And that was the first time I ever touched the camera. And then just from there, I just got the itch, and I wanted to learn more. And that's when Rob came in play, and he took me under his wing, and it just grew from there. And I'm growing every day. I talk to people in the industry, like, I want people who are listening to this. A lot of us, we want feedback from the public. We want people to give us, the respect. But a lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people don't want to see you succeed. I think we lost.
You're good.
I'm not sure what happened.
So I guess my topic got too hot.
Yeah, so I do know. So Mark, our producer, will let me know what's going on. But I do know that we were having some technical issues with the Facebook feed, and so there was a post on the Facebook feed to go directly to WARA-radio.com to listen for better sound experience. But I'm not quite sure. So I don't know, Mark. Are we still on the air? Do we go to commercial? What's going on?
We are fine.
So we are fine. So
we are fine.
So we're still on the air, Matthew. So go back, because you were sort of interrupted in the middle of your explanation, which was fascinating. So just go back and repeat the last thing that you said.
So, you asked me about, Steven asked me about when I touched the first camera. It was on my first film, Sorry Mom, I Won't Be Coming Home. And that's when I grew from there with people in the industry, my friends helping me. And, they weren't sugarcoating things. They were legit. They were real. They said what they needed to say, and it made me who I am today. But to people, like the people listening, everybody wants that respect. Everybody wants that, the opinion from the public. Everybody wants their friends to give them an opinion. But a lot of people don't understand is when you're in this industry and you're up and coming, you're not going to get the piece of right feedback. People want to see you fail. They don't want to see you succeed. So I wasn't getting really no big feedback about, the episode. What I did do anything wrong, I do this. So one night I was editing an episode, and my friend from Hollywood called me and said, hey, I got to talk to you. I watched your episode. And he gave me the greatest feedback, the greatest positive thing that I needed to hear. And because he reached out to me, and remember, these guys don't reach out to you because they're in the industry. They made it. They're in the big league. But they see the potential that I'm trying to do, and they see that I listen to professional advice. So that's why I want to tell people too, when the professional gives you advice, please listen to them. Do not act like you know everything because they're reaching out to you. So after he gave me the feedback, I went back and I started re-editing episode 2, and it's so smooth now. After episode 3 and 4, episode 5 and 6 are kind of like the restyle that Hollywood told me that they wanted me to do. And I noticed on set now, we filmed 2 episodes with Larissa and Sarah Grimm, that it just went smooth. You can tell the different energy of the filming. You can tell that the episode is going to be even intense. So that's the feedback that I wanted, and I couldn't get that from the public because, again, a lot of people want to see you fail, and don't take that as negative. Somebody in the field will reach out to you and give you the best advice you can possibly get, and just remember, listen to what they're telling you because they don't have to.
Well, at the end of the the day, it's you have to be very clear as to what it is that you want, and you have to be willing to go for it. You got to be willing to do the work, and you, like you said, you got to be willing to listen. But you know what we have to be willing to do right now, Matthew? We have to be willing to actually go into the real commercial break. So hang there. We're gonna take a real commercial break this time, and we'll be right back. And we're talking to Matthew Ryan Kondracki, who is the director of Dark Echoes Paranormal Show. We'll be right back. And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Get a Grip with Coach Lex. I'm your host, Coach Lex, and with me, my amazing co-host,
Stephen Frederick is here.
Stephen the Medium, is in the house. And today we're excited to have our friend, Matthew Ryan Kondracki, who is the filmmaker and creative director of Dark Echoes, the Paranormal Show. And we're excited because this time around, his show is actually already streaming on Amazon Live. Episode 1 was released last month, and we are awaiting episode 2, which features Stephen the Medium. Matthew, welcome back. So, Matthew, I do have a question for you. So, how did you go from, having an idea, having something that you were thinking about, to getting a show on one of the major stream networks?
So when you have an idea and you write it on paper, you draw it, you can do it on 3D imagery for editing software, and it just comes to you. And then you walk around like a house or like my house, and I just take a camera and I'm just picturing like, oh, this is cool, this, and I'm just in my head, like a lot of it comes from my head. All the movies that I watch, all the shows that I watch, and I just think about the audience wants to see and stuff like that. But I can't really say it's just all in my head. And then it goes from my head to paper to actually doing it. Also too, to get on these networks, you have to follow their pipeline. We film with Red digital cinema cameras. Red, again, is accepted in every network, every movie theater, every streaming platform, and we follow the pipeline. So Amazon has their pipeline, Netflix has their pipeline, and then once you follow that, then you got to follow the broadcast audio levels. You got to follow their, Netflix is minus 27, Amazon is minus 23. So a lot.
What does that mean?
LUFS, Lux. It's the loudness meters for platforms.
Okay, so you're talking very specific technical things that the network may be looking for in the film.
Yeah, and if you don't meet those, they will deny you.
And how, were you considering different networks, or how did you get to Amazon?
I got to Amazon about in 2022 when I was making a horror movie called JoJo based on true events. Stuff happened, so it didn't work out, and I emailed Amazon personally, saying, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. And I gave them the whole, what I'm doing with all the broadcasts, with all the cameras that I'm using, and they got back to me about a week later with an email and said, here's the link. When you're ready, please upload it to us. So
wow.
So once the horror movie didn't work out, I was like, I want one more shot. I was like, I just don't want to give Amazon something and say, hey, here it is. So I said, let me give a paranormal show, because there are a lot of paranormal shows on there, but there's nothing like what we're doing. We're taking a show and we're giving it that Hollywood cinematic quality that you would see like watching a movie.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a follow-up question to that. What makes your show different from any other paranormal show?
Well, I would say, we're filming on Red. That makes a big difference. We're bringing mediums who are blindfold. We don't know where they're going. I have yet to see that in any show. We're doing legit paranormal investigations where we have a body camera, so if something happens, you can know there's no staging, there's no fakeness, no nothing. So you can see, say something like a door opens, and then I switch to the body camera on the investigator, and you can see that the camera crew is nowhere near the door, and that's proof that this is legit. So okay. I wanted to take all the aspects of people saying this is fake.
So you have very high standards, and you take that to the next level. You're very serious about what you're producing.
Very serious.
Yeah, we love that. Steven, I know you have another question. Go ahead.
Well, first a comment, Matthew. In the last segment, I love how open and honest you are with your career, about that unbelievable advice about if you have a professional to listen. Because so many of us in so many different environments in aspects of where we are in business, we just become defensive and we just think we know it all. So I love that advice. But also because this is high stakes, do you ever get the feeling like if I reach out to somebody, what happens if they bomb, or what happens if they just it's money, you've got your staff there? I mean, how do you approach this? Do you just do as much research, or do you go by the gut feeling to get the mediums or a host or whoever's doing the investigating in these episodes?
So the season 1 is where I approach the mediums, but now we have an amazing assistant director, Larissa Mary Rex. She knows a lot of stuff in the paranormal field. She's in the paranormal field. She owns her own event company, and she does big events, and which I'm super excited that we're part of. And she knows for season 2, she knows a lot of these mediums, and she contacted them, and just like we're, they wanted to be on the show because they know what the show's about and it's bringing mediums in light. So she's been doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes to get us our mediums for season 2, which it's crazy. Season 2 is already booked. We're filming in January through March. It's already done. We have all the locations. We have all the mediums. We have all the guests. She worked very hard behind the scenes, and I'm super honored that she took the AD position and she wanted to do this for us. She's our PR person as well, so she's advertising like crazy for us. I had people who are in the industry say, this is unbelievable. When it wasn't out yet, people are saying your show's not even out yet, and we hear more about this. We've never seen something that's not out yet and going crazy on social media, and we're looking forward to it. So she's putting a lot of work for the PR to get it out there. So it's it takes a team and a crew to become successful.
I hope I get to meet her at some point, because I will tell you that the people that I did meet through you have been spectacular, and I know I got to do an episode with Tammy, and right from the get-go I fell in love with Tammy. She's just such a great connected person, and I'm not surprised that you've got this fantastic new person that your energy pulled in. That's not surprising, Matthew, at all, and wow, I'm sure both of you are very lucky to have each other.
Yeah, no
She's
question
also
about it.
Steven. She's also a medium as well, so I'm looking forward to you guys working together.
I love that.
Wow,
I
that's
really
awesome.
want to meet her.
That's awesome. So you know what, Matthew? I think we are going to take another commercial break. But when we come back, I want to talk about episode 2. What can we expect from episode 2, and when is episode 3 coming along? So we're gonna take a small break. Matthew, hang in there. We'll be right back. And hello, everyone. Welcome back to Get a Grip with Coach Legs. I'm your host, Coach Legs. With me, my amazing co-host, Steven the Medium, is in the house. And today we are having an amazing conversation with a great friend, Matthew Ryan Kondraki, who is the filmmaker, creative director of Dark Echoes Paranormal Show that premiered last month on Amazon Prime. And the second episode, which features Steven the Medium, is coming up, and he should be out any date now. So, Matthew, welcome back.
Thank you.
So we talked. I wanted to know, Matthew, about episode 2. So you talked a little bit about the things that you've learned from episode 1, which, by the way, was amazing. But what can we expect from episode 2? Tell people about what it is and what can they expect.
So after getting the advice from my friend in the industry, now that when you watch episode 2, when Steven picks up on a certain person, I actually have pictures and a backstory of that person as B-roll, so people can see that. People can see the history now. I put some voiceovers in there with me. So it's really the story now gets really intense of what he picks up, and that is confirmed.
Wow. And where is episode 2 take place? Because you often pick historical places that are known to have ghost activity in them. So where does episode 2 take place?
Episode 2 is in Concord, Massachusetts, at the very haunted Concord Colonial Inn.
Wow. Wow. And Steven, what was, I know you didn't even know that you were at that place when you walked in blindfolded, but, what was that experience like for you?
Well, as I mentioned earlier about, how, thank God, Matthew was just very, with what he said, eased my anxiety. But I will tell you, though, when blindfold came off, what really threw me was that I just, in my head, thought that this would be wherever we're going. This is an abandoned place and no one's there. And, one of the first things I see is, like, this woman walking by, and I'm like, wait a minute, she doesn't look like she's part of the team. And then I see another one coming by with a tray, and I'm like, oh my God, this is an open place. Like, there's people here that are not even part of this filming, which, of course, could have set me in a place of getting even more nervous. Like, oh my God, how many staff? And at that point, I did not even know what it was yet. I assumed it was some kind of restaurant, but I didn't know where I was. But that right there was, well, that was something.
Steven, how about Monique Too Soon? Giant drag queen in front of you, dressed all in green, when you get the blindfolds off.
And I had no idea. And you just cannot not love Monique. She's incredible, and she is just so authentic. And she, like Matthew, you can tell the authenticity. She lives and breathes this stuff. And you can see it in Matthew, the way around him, his facial expressions. You can tell Matthew loves this because he's doing why he's doing it. Monique's the same way, and they're talented, and they have that to boot. So, in the fact that Monique, it was a saving grace for me that Monique walked through the episode with me, because I could throw stuff off her. She could say stuff to me. It was fantastic. So fantastic that New Year's Eve I'm doing an event with Monique. So how fantastic is that?
I love it, Matthew. So what are the other episodes? What should we expect? First of all, how many episodes are you going to drop for season 1?
We're going to do probably 7 to 8. I'm working on the season finale, which is, if everything goes smooth, this is going to be a huge season finale. I'm hopefully bringing Steven in. I'm going to be bringing Larissa. I'm going to be also bringing Sarah Grimm. She's also another medium that we work with at the Wilson Castle this last filming. She did absolutely amazing at what she did. Larissa did amazing at what she did. Steven did amazing at what he did. So with the 3 combinations at the season finale is going to blow the audience's mind.
That's amazing. And how, so if people are listening and they're interested in watching the episode 1, which is already out, episode 2, you said it's coming up anytime, right? It's going to be dropped anytime, any day now? So how do
music in the background and make sure everything meets the levels.
And so how do people find the show?
So you can go on Google, type in Dark Echoes Paranormal, or you can go on Amazon Prime Video, type in Dark Echoes Paranormal, it'll show up. We have a Facebook page, Dark Echoes Paranormal page. I have my Instagram, Filmmaker Matt 82 page, and we have a lot of promotions out there. We have our logos our new logos about to drop pretty soon. We're gonna have merchandise, shirts, sweaters, hats. We're really everything's going crazy. The next year, if you guys want to meet us, we're headlining a lot of big events. Marissa, she's doing her event, and we're headlining her that so people can come out and meet us. They're gonna go ghost hunting with us. We have a lot of awesome things coming next year.
That is amazing, Matthew. One thing, every time I listen to you, I'm so blown away by the grit. Your grit, your desire to just go for what you want. This is really the result of you going for something that you wanted. This is more than just a job. This is more than just a project. This, I can tell, is purpose for you. And Stephen and I talk about these all the time. When you live in purpose, everything that we do becomes effortless. And that doesn't mean that it's not hard work. It just becomes effortless. Can you see? I mean, do you get what I'm saying?
I have changed a lot. My goals, my drive. I have an amazing coach that I work with. He actually.
I wonder who that would be. Jeez Louise. Say more about that. We don't want to advertise coaches, but I'm curious who that be.
The coach we do. What we talk about and how before, when drama happened and stuff happened, I would react, but because of you taking the time and coaching me and making me a better person for the public eye, not in myself, I have been very tolerant. I just let things go now. I just concentrate on the goals because when we have our coaching, it's just amazing what you're doing for me and making me a better person.
That's awesome, Matthew. Now, let me ask you this. If somebody's listening and like you, they also have a dream, but they don't know how to get started, they're afraid of the failure, they're afraid to be rejected, just like you have been in the past, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them to reach out to professionals, and it can't hurt to send an email, it can't hurt to shoot them a text, because you never know, that one person could be the one person that's going to give you the opportunity, like I did for Scarlett. She reached out to me, now she's our director photographer for Dark Echoes.
Yeah, but you honestly, you reached out to Amazon. I mean, that to me is super courageous. You decided, I'm gonna reach out, I'm gonna ask, because if you didn't, your show would not be featured on Amazon Prime. That's the reality. This is you making it happen, and that to me is that deserves a standing ovation. Really awesome. Steven, any last parting words for Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew, and for the audience listening, and Elix, because I really wasn't well versed in the whole paranormal environment, since filming the 2 episodes and getting to meet you, Matthew, I have definitely dived into what's out there, and I gotta say, Matthew, it just also amazes me how you pulled the pieces to put the series together. How you've got the medium that's blindfolded. How you have like a co-host. How you have these locations, and that you also have the investigating piece, which I think both pieces just complement the other side. And I gotta tell you, I mean, I can't say I'm an expert and have gone through every single thing, but I get a lot of shows out there that nothing compares to what you've put together. So bravo to you, Matthew.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot to us. We appreciate it.
We are super proud of you. So Matthew, if people want to connect with you, if they want to follow what you're up to, how can they connect with you?
They can go on Instagram, FilmmakerMatt82. They can go on Facebook groups to look for Dark Echoes Paranormal Series. They can contact Larissa, Mary Rex at Third Eye Event, her company, or just that. And then they can just get a hold of anybody they want to try to get a hold of us. And if you have any questions with filming, or if you want to know stuff, shoot me a message. You can't hurt to try, because I will give you the best advice. Like, I know you got to get going, but we have people on the set now who knew nothing about filming, and they're ready to take control if somebody goes down. Like, if I'm hurting or Scarlett's hurting, somebody knows how to do that or that. So each day, everybody's learning how to do stuff, and I love teaching.
And that's a way to pay it forward. And listen, in my world, there's no better way to get more, for you than giving it away. The more you give, the more you get. So that's gonna pay back tenfold, Matthew. Matthew, thank you so much for joining us again. This is an open invitation, Matthew, because I know you have a lot going on. So you're welcome to come back and keep talking about the upcoming episodes and what you're up to as you continue to grow your business. But thank you so much for sharing your time, your attention with us today so generously.
It's been an honor and pleasure, and I will always be welcome on your show.
Thank you. And Stephen, with that said, here we are at the top of the hour once again. That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just think Matthew is like family. He just is. I mean, he's just one of those people that we're blessed to have come across his path, and I just really know that we will be seeing a lot of him and just doing some crazy, amazing, adventures together.
Yeah, and he's just as genuine, authentic, transparent as he gets. And I love that.
As my mother would say, he's a good egg.
Yeah, he is. So Stephen, let's recap, because there's lots going on. So tell people again about your book. Tell people about what you're up to. Anything else that we need to make sure we share with everyone.
Well, sure. So my book is called The Suicide Gift, and it is very, very close to coming out, and I'm expecting it's going to be December. That's what I'm expecting at some point, and the ebook version should be out sooner than that, and not out, but in reference to being able to purchase it before the actual launch date, which obviously the ebook and the print book will be the same date. So I'm really, really excited about that. It's certainly been a lot of work, but I'm really very, very happy at the end result I have, which will be.
And by the way, though, the Suicide Gift is based on your own personal story.
Yeah, it's
not a made-up
story.
story. Yes.
It's just my experience of really the 2 main subjects of trauma when my dad took his life when I was 8 years old, and the gift of being a medium that I had no idea about, and how the suicide actually ultimately gets me to the mediumship piece, and thus the reason why the suicide gift. I think it's a really entertaining book, and at the end of each chapter there's insights that connect not only the chapter but just give you exercises and things to think about how to connect yourself to spirit, which I love. And I also have
we all love, yes.
haven't been put on my website yet, but I have in January we'll be starting my next rounds of live classes, so which I love teaching, which are virtual, and there's just a lot of other stuff that's happening. You can always book an appointment with me via StephenMedium.com.
Awesome. And Sunday at 7, everyone, again, you can catch Stephen and I at our live YouTube channel. Steelix Sundays. What is it?
You're walking along the street, you're at a party.
Sundays with Steelix,
yes,
and
yes.
So there's a little bit of cooking, a little bit of readings, a lot of laughter, a lot of crazy, and the only way that you can catch up with us is a live show. So we come live at 7 p.m. every Sunday. Is you have to subscribe to Stephen the Medium's YouTube channel, and you'll get the notification, and we come live. So we didn't do last week because we were away in Provincetown for the weekend, but we are back this Sunday at 7 p.m. So do not forget that. And after the show, don't forget to tune into Mark's Jukebox, and we're happy to announce that Mark, somehow some other soul has taken over, and he's going to be playing Christmas songs today. I don't even know what to say about that, but I love it because I'm already into the Christmas spirit. So don't forget to tune into Mark's Jukebox coming up right after the show. That's it. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again next Friday.
Bye-bye.